My God, Shadow, you're so fast. That might be record time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Dev Session 79. Yeah, yeah. Um, right. I am Natalia, lead uh, game artist, designer, art person. I'll just say art person. I think it's faster. And we're working on our Souls like Eldoria. I don't even know if it's going to be Souls like anymore. I'm really open, really open. Um, Not that it's going to change that much, but I think in the best way possible that can make combat fun as fast as we can. Yes, yes. Today, I am gonna make some decisions. Let's see. Greg has like endless questions about the game design, like every part of the game. He really knows what he's looking for. But yeah, so we have Eldoria on Steam. The page is set up. We are working on the Steam demo. And we have a cozy Discord server. We post regularly. I just posted our newest enemy. I don't even know what it's called yet. Because really the names don't matter. Like once we have the 4 enemies, I think that I'll feel better naming them. But so if I open up the that what enemy. Greg and I were up very late last night and he's really funny actually. It was a really fun talk. I was drawing this and he was giving feedback and he has a really good eye for art. Um, and I'm gonna modify Rat Toad a little bit, make them more toad than rat. Really good ideas for some attacks if we go that way. So, but today, like it is more Zelda like. Like enemies have different. I mean, I want to simplify the game too because we just have so many menus and like stats and stuff, and it doesn't need to be that complicated. There's a reason why like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 were like way simpler than say Elden Ring because they built up to it over time and that's like a team of hundreds of people. So maybe if we could just like chill out and make a game that's fun and release it, that's awesome. Yeah. Like we definitely have high standards. Oh, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So what I was sharing before, forgot had that um, slider up. So you guys have seen this. I recently just posted it, but we have Rat Toad, we have the Bat enemy. We're gonna make Rat Toad more Toad. Right now, we're gonna focus on this enemy. The Bat. I don't know. I don't even know its name. And this, well, it's like it's a mixture of a dung pie and a mass of bones and stuff. And yeah, I had a very good name for it in the stream channel where I posted it. I again, I'm not even naming like anything yet because it doesn't matter. It's more the feeling of the enemies and their behaviors. So this enemy will be able to roll around. I want them to all feel unique. So I'm just going to draw now. Yeah, I think we're done with Squeakle. They just look too cute. I just needed somebody to tell me straight up, like, without trying to be nice, like, this is just not like, unless you're trying to go for Pokemon, but we weren't. So Greg is really good giving feedback in design. To me, design is the hardest part. And he's like the first person to give me like really, really solid feedback. Like that's just his area. So he's working on some projects too. I'm really excited. One of them is Robot Rhapsody. That was uh the Kickstarter I backed. It's the first Kickstarter campaign I ever backed before. So I think that is like so dope. And like even him, it can be you can still, with all the experience you have, come across challenges, and it was just so interesting to see him struggling. Um, because it's been me struggling all week, so yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, what I assume he did was he recorded his voice or typed it, and then it's just a generator, like a voice generator. If he recorded himself, it just edited his voice. I'm trying to remember. There was one. I mean, I don't think it's AI, but okay. Yeah, I mean, it was funny, but like for generative AI, I'm just not into it. I'm just like, okay, I've heard it, but it seems kind of empty. Like, you could tell the difference. Like, if somebody actually sang something and put emotion and heart into it, and when a heartless machine or program just creates something that you tell it to. It takes you like no effort or, really much of anything. I don't know what the tool is. I don't know if it's actually AI. I don't know if, I guess it is. But yeah, it's kind of sad. I don't know. I'm just not into it. Um, I've tried like one tool before because I was curious, and to be honest, I think it's good to have an experience with it. Just kind of take what you will without people telling you what to think. But for me personally, I was like, I'd much rather have someone real singing something. Even concepts like concept art and stuff, I'd much rather draw it myself. Um, I've worked a couple of times with like generated like concept art, and it just did not go well. Like really, did not. I'm blessed with being able to draw, so I can just simply say, no, I'm good. But for people who cannot as easily, it's like, well, could be useful for them for a time. Everything just kind of ends up looking the same. My mom uses AI. She's kind of pulled back on it a little bit. Me, I just feel we're meant to create things. Hmm. And really, I think what paves the way is like, is it something you're genuinely interested in? Like, is drawing fun for you? Because then, if it is, even if you're bad initially, or, not the best, like, it really paves the way to just get good really fast. I don't think like, people, like, that's the secret sauce, really. Is like it's not about like people just being talented because they're born that way or whatever. Like it's because you care. You care to get better. That's what actually gets you somewhere. But they're get the order of everything. Okay, so Let's see, Travis says, I just used my journey AI tool to quickly see if what I'm thinking of could work, and then I'm going to make actual process myself. Yeah, definitely speed up the process and help. You know what really has helped me the last 2 days is the brilliant way that like Greg has just I think it's so helpful to just like talk to someone real time looking at what you're working on and be like, okay, so why did you make this decision? And I'm like, oh, he's very like he clears or cuts right through like the core of what could be causing some like divine design conflicts. Um Also, like, there's different design choices you can make, and you can boil it down to get very simple, actually. Like, I'll show you. I think I showed you guys this last time, but just like the overall shape of the body for characters, and like if I go to different behaviors that enemies can have, so I'm very excited about the suggestions he's had lately. So enemy behavior ideas. A section of a wall could pop out. It's a golem with the same texture as the wall. You could have different versions of them moving at different speeds. Uh, an enemy can run up to the player and lunge. Like each enemy has their own like type of behavior they tend to gravitate towards. There's flying or hovering enemies that pick inconvenient times to swoop down and attack. Oh, that's not the let's do this. Uh, I got that mixed up. I thought that the bat would stun you, but no, that's a shield one. I think it makes more sense for the shielded enemies to like use a spear and stun you that way. So just want all my notes to be consistent. Because then if you have other enemies in the room, then it can really like make it more complicated if you have like different behavior types. Because then if you're trying to reach an enemy that you can't attack immediately and you have this bat like flying in and swooping down on you, that adds strategy like required to beat everybody in the room. Um, yeah, the shield and force you to parry, blah, blah, blah. Archers will keep you at bay and make it harder to fight simple enemies. Kind of like the flying ones. Um, Enemies can have an elemental attack or blunt versus piercing damage. They can get tired after attacking a few times. And enemies can have armor that can be attached to them and get worn off after taking hits. It's like we'll have like an undead warrior, so I wonder like maybe that could be a mechanic. But yeah, so let's start over. It feels so good to have feedback from someone who has seen more than one game make it over the finish line. Thank God. I think what we've been doing a lot is the waterfall workflow, and it's horrible. It really is. I've been feeling so burnt out from that, and I just can't see myself doing that anymore. Like for example, we just turned off shadows on almost all the lights because it's just not worth it. Like, people are not playing our games for the shadows. They're playing the game. One of the main reasons is to have fun combat. Sometimes, like, these things could be staring me in the face for months, but it really helps when there's someone who will spell it out to you, like, hey, this is in dire need of a redesign. Like, what are you guys focusing on? So yeah, Rick is awesome. If anybody watching needs an animator or somebody to work on the art side of things in their game, reach out to Greg Laszlo. He's the man. I think just really keep it simple. Like, what do you feel passionate about? I think really the question that stands is like what is the overall message you want to get across? Is it a hopeful one? Is it a story of like humanity and like there's like it's not just like there's just evil and there's good, maybe there's more of a gray. Like you can learn more about like enemies or characters are not just villains. Like, there's a reason why they are the way that they are. If like you explore that enough, then you kind of blur the line of what's good and what's evil. Is it like a message of humanity is powerful, or humanity is asleep and they have the ability to wake up? You can really, I mean, it's really like, because that's, for me, the story was so important to get down first. And it's something that you got to really believe in all of your heart, because then you'll just, and you could just write like a 1-page document of the overall story. You don't have to get like so into it. Because then the next question is, once you have that done and you feel good about it, like, what is the first system in your game that you actually want to be fun and like working? Like, what is the player going to be doing a lot? Running around, hiding, combat? What exactly is the combat? Hey, 32, welcome in. Um, what kind of combat is there? Like, we were exploring last night, like, I thought of, instead of like a Souls like where you have the quick slots, I mean, we could still do that, but we could do like a dial. Like, you hold the left button, like L1, and then you can pair like just elements themselves, like air, water, fire, whatever, uh to cast as a spell. And then you can solve puzzles, you can defeat enemies, like knowing their weaknesses or whatever. Or like maybe if you do like air and fire, it's like a fire tornado and you knock them back with like a chance to burn them. Um, Canada cookie. I'm trying to think of like a similar name. Uh, cool cookie? Cookie dog? I don't know. Hey, cookie. Welcome in. Yeah, just see what I'm doing is like kind of telling you what Greg has been telling me. He's so freaking good. Solar Carlos. Yeah, he's probably sleeping right now. He has very, very late nights driving people around for Uber in the weekends. Yeah, his business is 2K Pixel Studios, so that would fit Cookie. Yep, system redesign, I mean, enemy redesigns. We're redesigning a lot of stuff. And, oops, last night we finished this. You guys probably saw it, but I feel happy with it. Feels good to throw things away in game, or just like systems that we thought we were gonna have, just simplify the game. Always make another game that has more systems so we feel more comfortable. Let's see. Shadow says, also thanks for the tips. I will see what I can do. It's just a gut feeling that makes things feel off after having an idea for 7 years. Dude, I understand. I really do. But it doesn't mean you have to do it though, or that like that it has to be now. Because I think that's where we got stuck too, because we were designing all these systems and like the gameplay experience is not actually fun. Like if we're being honest, it's not fun. So like sometimes we have these childish ideas of like, wouldn't that be so cool? It's like, but there's no like logistics or like experience to be like, wait, no. That's way too much. That's way too much. Like to take on as one person. Like no wonder people never get going with actually making what they want to make because it's this like childhood dream that like the child doesn't understand how much work that actually is. And you know what's far more valuable is actually releasing a game, period. Don't take 14 years like I did to realize this because we were fortunate enough to actually have Greg show up. Like a lot of people never have that person show up and they'll end up making a game and pouring tons of money into it and then it's time for release day and they get bad reviews and it's just it could be really really bad and it's like how many years are we going to be married to this idea that we believe it has to be this way, it has to be this way. Like if you can prove to yourself that you can actually make a game that you still find fun, but it doesn't have to be literally exactly like the kind of game you would play, like your number one pick game of like something huge, like an open world game. Um, you just may never finish it. Seriously. Because I got to a place where it got so crippling, like I could not keep going. There were some days where I just didn't even feel like live streaming, so I would just not live stream. The weight of it was so heavy, and it's like, what is our game? What are we doing? And just because we like Souls like games doesn't mean we have to make one. Souls like seem to be like a mixture of uh like Zelda games. Like the enemies are difficult in Zelda, but like know your demographic and know your audience. Uh, the people that play Souls likes like heavily, um, can have really harsh opinions. That's also something else that I was just like, okay, I want to actually release a game first. Then, if like it can have a lot of elements of the Souls like, but to make a Souls like what I was thinking, it's just not possible. I'm trying to save you time, Shadow, because like there's nothing happy that happens by being married to such a crazy scope of a game. It doesn't make you a failure. You know, it's like it's not like you're never gonna do it, but you need to release something. Because then there won't be months at a time where you just don't do anything or that you get stuck. Like that just will not be a thing. Anyway, what I'm saying is cut down the scope, just make something really simple. Get a core game. Like what does the player do? Run around, uh attack enemies with different behaviors, solve puzzles, collect items, level up, fight boss, explore, repeat. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but it can be. Such torture we can put ourselves through with thinking, especially with like all the open world games that came out. It's like, oh, so that means that's what like real game developers do. It's like, oh no, not necessarily. It's what like hundreds of game developers do together, not one person. Anyway, that's the end of my spiel. Hopefully, you got something helpful out of it, and just write a simple story. It's not like it's the only game you'll ever make in your life. If you're committed, you'll make more. It doesn't have to take half of your life to make a game. Yeah, I mean, literally, like, I'm opening a Markdown file right now to just show you a really simple example of what to write. Just make bullet points. Yeah, you don't need to write a script or anything like that. It's just like, what genre is the game? Ask like good questions. A really good book is what's it called again? I'm trying to think. The Art of Game Design by Jesse Shell. Eden. I think I've mentioned it once before. That shit is a great book. It's amazing. Um, and he talks about how you're not designing a game, you're designing an experience. Because every player has their own unique experience to it. What do you want the player to feel? What are they spending the most time doing? Like, is it combat? Uh, what is the player spending the most time doing? Also, open world games have so much to fill in. Uh, Greg personally doesn't like the idea of running around taking 30 minutes to get somewhere. Like just these big open areas, it gives you far more work to do. And level design already is a beast in itself. So if you open up the world to be open world like that, it's just way too much work, dude. Like, please, just you know what he said is create like a in Unity, create a scene, that you just have like primitive cubes that you can just create in the engine, scale them. Nothing needs to be snapped like to a grid. That's also what made our levels so boxy feeling. So create a scene with primitive shapes like cubes and design a level. Like scope down. I'm typing that in caps for me too. It's not just you. Um, because like I think why people love Zelda games or just puzzle games so much is because like you're exploring a level, you like maybe have a vantage point looking down on the level from a balcony. You see a lever from far away. You want to get to that lever, but you need a key to get through a grated door first. So then like you're mapping out the level in your head. And the good thing about having like a dungeon or a level like that is that it's not this huge open area. It's not so open-ended and like why like just because you have an open area doesn't mean the game's automatically better or more epic or anything. Like I thought I like doing level design wasn't going to be that hard, but it really is. So start simple. Like do this. You know, what Greg recommended. Um, that fun. And then then like work on that first and make that fun. So like for us, it's a combat system. So what what exactly is that system? Is there stealth involved? Combining elements? Uh, more magic focused? Or melee, archery? Like really get specific. You gotta get specific. And then focus on that one thing and don't move on until that feels good. So like what is the core game? And ours may change, but I'm gonna pull ours right now to just paste it here. I'll send you this markdown file. Our game is very malleable right now. Like this doesn't mean, you know, it's gonna stay. I'm not married to really much of anything. The only thing I'm married to is self-shaded enemies, anime humanoid characters, and we're going like go with an art style that like you can reference to like a game that actually did it really well. Like ours is Wind Waker, and like learn how to use programs. Like learn how to use Blender, learn how to program. Uh, like in C# or I don't know about Unreal. I think they got rid of blueprints or something, which is just crazy, but um C# can be really great. And I feel like Unreal is just really bloated and and I mean it might be the engine for you, but I feel like for what you're working on, it's just it has way too much. Like way too many like do you need a hyper realistic game? If not, you could go with Unity. I think it's far easier to learn that engine than Unreal. It's really not that hard. The thing that's paralyzing is when we believe that this is all so difficult, but we're just focusing on the wrong stuff, so then we're not actually making progress. Um, okay. Yeah. I don't like how they're forcing the AI stuff. It should always, always, always be a choice. Trying to think if there was anything else. I mean, I think this is pretty good for now. Yeah, I'll send this to you. Pivoting on your game. Focusing on the right. What did I even call our document? It was like get the game working. That's what I called ours. Uh, I'll send that to you now. Just get writing. Also, like in 5 sentences, write the message of the story, 1 sentence, and the overall plot of the story. Who is the player? What is their goal? What are their challenges? What do you want the player to feel? Say, who's the main character that you play as? Be clear. All right, that feels good. Because the longer you get stuck on this, you can get like it doesn't get better. I don't know. It's different for everyone, but for me, it would just decrease my motivation even more and make it feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not making any progress. I can't do this. Maybe I'll just give up game dev. I have to do this one idea. If I don't do this one idea, I'm not going to do anything. It's just uh, really painful. Really, really painful. There we go. So I hope that helps. Take it one step at a time. You're doing great. You're showing up like you're joining in on the conversations. Uh and talking to people who are working on the same things. Let's see, there's still some things I need from Unreal that Unity doesn't have, not like Lumen or Nanite, as I don't need those. Um, what do you need from you're welcome, Shadow. What do you need from Unreal? Like, I'm curious what those systems are. Because sometimes like there might be like a free package that somebody made for Unity that you could just download. Actually, I'm gonna read your message now. Sorry for the wall of text. First things first, I have some great assets for Unreal. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that. I got on a good deal, but those aside, Blueprints, which is still in Unreal, is what I'm going to use because it's hard for me to understand and even just look at normal code. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Uh, let's see. Unreal's graphics out of the box, especially with those assets I mentioned, is still a lot better, and I could personally get into Unity. Third, they have built-in animation tools, so you can also upload a video to get like a base animation. Wow, that's really cool, actually. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. uh, 32, you're so funny. Yeah, I mean, that might get a lot of attention. Oh, are those bones? Yes, they're bones. Yeah, I have not okay. Shadow, I have worked with visual scripting. It can be easier for people that um like don't have enough experience or really want to even get into regular programming. So yeah, it's good experience. I do like Unreal. They're both loaded programs, to be honest, both Unreal and Unity. Yeah, I think like if I bring something up, I'm just kind of picking your brain. It's not like you have to do anything at all. Just like I hope that I think we will. We're gonna strike on something that you feel like, yes, this is the direction I want to go in. Um, I think for you, then, yeah, Unreal is the better choice right now. Oh, okay, Karika. Hey, yeah. Well, I hope you have a great lunch. Thank you for stopping by. Ah, 32? I didn't know that. 32 is a fun person. Thank you, Karika. It's fun. Oh, nice. Very nice. Karika is great. He's a very funny person and streamer. Oh, okay. I actually have played Destiny 2, but like 2 times. Sounds like fun. I'm wondering what to do here because I want to add, like, let's do these legs first. It's kind of like hairy spider legs. It's too wide. Check it out. Makes the hairs not as Maybe, I don't know. Although I tend to make feet and hands way too small, so I'll keep it for now. If I turn this off. I get a tad. No. Oh, really? Yeah. Hey, welcome in, Michael. Yeah, like I want them to be spidery, have like furry ends of their legs. I'm I'm gonna see what I do with the hand area because it would be easier, like if they throw weapons that they pull out of their back. Um, like that if they have hands, I think that would just be easier. They could have these furry ends, but I don't know. It could work. Could work. I like the tombstones. The ball thing kind of reminds me of like a dung pie from Elden Ring or Souls games. It's just a pile of shit. It could just be really gross looking. You know, skulls, bones, it's a spider, it rolls around, uh, it has tombstones and weapons in it and stuff. No, actually, I asked Greg. Greg is the guy with like tons of fun ideas for enemy designs and stuff. He already knows how he would have like this roly poly spider enemy move around, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's easy." And I'm like, "Good, thank you." Um, I don't think we're gonna have the spider hanging on the ceiling though. I think that will be the bats. Will make the roly poly movement like its main thing. It could roll like towards you. You could dodge them, then they hit a wall and they get stunned. I think that would be really good for strategy. Uh, Greg and I were on a call very late last night. You probably noticed, Michael, and it was so much fun. He's a really funny guy, actually, once he opens up. He was sending me, like, as I was drawing, like, really disturbing Instagram posts. We almost, like, thought of, like, a design idea for, like, the back of the bat enemy to be, like, influenced by fingerprints from a disturbing Instagram post. And he's like, no, I think it'll be too dense texture wise. Really weird stuff. And then I was so tired. He was so tired too. We barely could hold a conversation anymore. It was so much fun. And then apparently I said something like, uh, yeah, Greg, I agree with a lot of what you say, but there's something you're completely wrong about. And I don't even, and then I never finished my sentence and I went off on something else. I was starting so many different tangents. That tends to happen late at night for me. And then he's just like, well, what was I completely wrong about? But he asks me like an hour later. And I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was saying. And he's like, damn, like I should have asked just right then and there. And so then he just kept teasing me about like, wow, I can't believe you said that, Natalia. Just and I said it like 2 times in a row apparently. Like you're just completely wrong. I'm like, no way. You must have been hearing things. I don't talk like that. Unless if I'm really tired. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's lost to the darkness of the night. None of us remember what the hell happened. Um, Michael says, yeah, I'm super glad he's been participating because I know in the past we've tried to get some people on the team and they don't last too long. Yeah, and I feel very hopeful actually because like even though he's gonna have a baby soon with his wife, it's they already have 2 kids. I thought it was their first kid, so I'm like, oh dang. The first kid is like, oh my god, are they gonna like hurt themselves, like worrying about them so much? And he seems to have a lot of privacy, working on other game projects. So he's like, I don't know what the future will hold, but he's like, I mean, I could tell that from this project, he's feeling the most creative freedom. Like he's like, I think he told me like he hasn't talked to anybody as receptive as me. Because he says he's been sidelined a lot of times, like on projects that released and everybody knows about them, like Sea of Stars, but um, that sometimes your ideas are just not taken into account, and he's getting really tired of it. So, so like, and he has great ideas. We were honestly very stuck, and there's still a lot of questions that I would like to answer, but we're documenting everything in Confluence. It's under game direction, and I made 2 documents. One is called Revised Art Style, and the other one is called Get the Game Working. So there's not going to be normal enemies anymore. There's just going to be dark ones, and then uh, the not every enemy you can redeem and turn back to light. It's just bigger enemies, and bosses. Which now I'm kind of wondering, like, what is a bigger enemy we could add to the level? It could be some sort of giant, or like creepy tall humanoid with like freakishly long arms. So then we'll have 6 enemies in the demo, which I think is good. Let's see. It's down. A total of 6 enemies. 2 of them being redeemable. A freakishly tall giant with long arms, and the boss, whatever the boss is. But he's just like, I wouldn't design the boss room uh without knowing what the boss is, because you're designing the boss room on how the boss actually maneuvers. Like have it complement their body type. Yeah, I mean, not Shadow of Colossus like that scale, but yeah, definitely a bigger enemy. Because that would be fucking crazy. Even the boss won't be as big as, Shadow of the Colossus, like size enemies. That would be way too big for what we want. It's not necessarily a bad choice, but um, yeah, he's like, I'm just serving as your consultant, like the animator right now. And I'm like, that's so much, dude. Like, do you even know how many more years of my life I could have just been wandering in the dark on this? Like, you have, because I'm also open, you have cut out so much more suffering that could have happened. Like, I told him, like, thank you, like, 10 times already. He's like, okay. I'm like, I'm gonna keep telling you, thank you. It's also really good to get his perspective on the game industry because, like, just because he's worked for, like, I guess, double A and, like, indie projects, like, it's not always great. And just because some of us, a lot of us have not actually, like, gotten hired formally, doesn't mean, like, everybody that gets a job, like, is winning or, like, it's fun. So I just feel there's a lot of common ground and he really cares about the project. And I want for there to be puzzles with really intricate puzzles that are built into the dungeon. Once I finish this, with all the enemy designs, I think I'm gonna block out new levels that, like, will have a lever, will have all of these different puzzles and parts to unlock and whatever, very primitively. Get that feeling good as we work on the lock-on system now. Like, all efforts will be to get the combat feeling good. And I'll do everything art-wise that supports that. Shadow says, just know when my game releases and it will release, you are going a special thanks of the credits. Huh! Oh, well, thank you, Shadow. Yeah, I mean, like, any good news, any advice that I can give that I really feel is sound and can help other people, like, it's like Michael says, like, Michael has the mentality of, if others succeed, I succeed, and I just want to cry hearing those sweet words. Like, we're just all helping each other. Like, with all the time I put into game development, quite honestly, I don't play as many games as a lot of you guys. So sometimes you guys will know about a game that I don't, and it actually really helps us do better. But pivot in a really good way. Guys play test, you guys support me. I get to talk to people and, outside of the house like once a month. There's a lot of isolation. Just having you guys here really uh means a great deal to me. Okay. Yeah, Box of Fire is Lucas. Fucking love that guy too. Love all of you. uh Ooh, yes, 32-bit. You're right. A high tide raises all boats. I'm gonna wait for Lucas to get out of ads. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Move this over so I can see the chat better. So, yes, welcome in, Lucas. So your question is, what are the plans with Turf Leaf? I'm thinking of that redesign that makes them look like soldiers, kind of remind me a lot of the Dark Nut enemies in Zelda, which usually function like mini bosses. Yeah, You know what I actually decided to do? And not that, like, we have to totally throw away that enemy, but they feel more like a guard. Like, they could be, like, hence the name Guardian Bird, I named them. But like they could be like not really like they don't feel like they want to hurt you necessarily. They're just doing their job. So what I did was I'll show you the replacement for that. It's the bat because I wanted a flying enemy, and right now I'm focusing a lot on like enemy behavior and shapes. Like having every enemy have very unique behavior and look unique enough. Like I think the bat here, it's simpler, a simpler design, which would be nice, I think, to get in. Um, I'll keep the concept art for the guardian bird, but so like we have rat toad. I'm gonna make rat toad more toad-like, have a longer tongue, and have like that sack in their neck, possibly. Um, and so then they can pull you in with their tongue, and then they'll bite you. Greg had a good idea if like they try to pull you in with their tongue, but they hit a wall or some surface, and they themselves get pulled to that surface, and they get stuck, and then you can hurt them that way. And then just like if they have really strong jumping power, that would be good. The bat, and I'm gonna name them all later. But the bat will hang upside down on ceilings. Uh, they'll probably have their eye closed. Then, if you pass nearby, then they'll open up their eye, they'll swoop down. And especially with other enemies in the room, it can make it difficult. And you have to have more strategy to fight everybody, kind of pick out each enemy at a time. Let's see. Lucas says, I think they want to hurt me because it's their job. But yeah, I know what you mean. They aren't doing it because they like chaos and conflict. Yeah, I want the enemies to look like they are infected with darkness on some level. I mean, we'll see. Like Greg was suggesting, what if we had like the symbol, like the rings? If I had the symbol on everybody, I think it would get kind of repetitive. So I want everybody to be unique, but maybe if they have some sort of design or glowing or something, or whatever element they are, they have like an elemental core. It doesn't have to be the same for everyone. Um, I felt like I could if I did work with the guardian bird, like I'd want to make them more vulture like and more twisted looking. Because they just look kind of deprived of sleep. Like they have a bunch of red lines in their eye, and they kind of look irritated that you're passing by them. But they don't give me the same vibe as like if they're tainted by darkness, which it's like you become possessed really. Yeah, Rat Toad likes to eat little girls. Um, so like the feeling of Rat Toad, which is going to be updated, like I said, a bit more, and then the bat, like those feel like okay. There's no chance they're going to be friends with me. With the guardian bird, as the design is right now, they just feel more tame. I just wonder, like, okay, rat toad behavior type. What's that? They can pull you in and then bite you. The bat swoops down from the ceiling. And there is a behavior type that we were thinking of, like charging in and requiring you to parry, which could be the guardian bird with the shield and with the spear. So that can stand. That can stand, Lucas. Let's see. So you're saying so they are tainted, right? They were normal, something happened, and now they are kind of acting against their will. Yeah, so to cut out half of the work, just have tainted, dark, corrupt enemies, all the same thing. Um, at the point in the story, like when you're playing the demo, like all life has been tainted, and like humanity is partially tainted, but each village is kind of like like a mm, like a stronghold that they're protecting themselves, and they're using different magic to like hold off the infection, so to speak. But it's been like 10, 20 years since uh the corruption has begun. So now it's widespread, and the enemies just look like this. And then the enemies that you can redeem are big special enemies, like that freakishly tall giant, or like the giant with like the freakishly long arms, and then the boss. So um we could have it where like you're alone with them, you defeat them, you have like 10 seconds afterwards, and combat is, you don't have to pause combat or anything, and it's something special. It doesn't happen with every enemy. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the be right back screen on. Thank you for your input, everyone. All right. I'm just getting settled in here. Oh, finished my smoothie. And I'm gonna continue drawing. By the way, Lucas, thank you for being so patient. If you're still here, I wanted to send you a message on this. Yep, you're still here. But like, you've been waiting probably for us to get to this point of realization for such a long time. Just like, what are we working on in the game? Like, can we get to the combat? And I mean, it was months for you to be working on stuff that you were probably feeling at times like, I don't know how useful this is right now. But that you cared all the same and you did your best anyway. Like, wow, I mean, really, thank you for sticking to this project and believing in us. I still have not talked to Carlos yet, but I will whenever he's available. Yeah. Lucas, my brother, and I all went to the same college, so we know each other. I mean, I know my brother longer than anyone. Um, but yeah, like Lucas is just so great. Very, very patient, polite, gentle guy. Does great work. Full of compliments. He's a real human being that I love interacting with every time I do. We're so fortunate to have you. He was the first person to join working on this game aside from me and my brother. Yeah, see, exactly. See how nice he is. Yeah. I may have mentioned this, but I've been working on games alone for too long, so it's really nice to join a team. I know. And like that's how I feel about the design of a game and stuff. Like I'm open to people's suggestions. I don't need even though I'm like hosting a lot of the events and just doing all this stuff, like it's not necessarily my game. Like you guys are a part of it. And it wouldn't be where it is now and us having these conversations if it weren't for your awesome ideas. You guys have different experience levels with different games. Fucking more ads. Ads. Just keep drawing. Drawing the hairy legs. Ew. The hairy ends to the legs are, yeah, they're weird, man. I think I'm getting the effect that I want. uh, color, adding color to this is going to be even better. I'm not used to drawing ugly things. This is why reference really helps me out. And that's why our game looked too cute for too long. Because I like to draw cute things. So we'll have, does it, this has 7 legs total, so it doesn't need to be an even 8, which I like, because this is just like a mess of whatever thrown together. I don't know if you know something I need to ask Ray. Personally, I think having actual hands, like, it's just easier for animation and throwing. It looks more interesting. I think if all the legs were the same, it would just feel a little too uniform and nothing else was uniform. So I might do the hands. The hands. Uh, I'm not sure if I asked you the other day, 32. Are you a game developer as well? I feel like I did. Pardon me, like today last night I did not get a ton of sleep. So if I asked and you already answered, thank you for answering again. I'm just curious who's a game dev and who isn't. Just who's a gamer, streamer. I like to know my people. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing, just let me know too, because I kind of get the feeling you don't want to know. So just let me know and I won't ask again. Oh, okay. All right. I'm like, I didn't want to ask something that was kind of like, oh, too personal. Although we did talk about condoms last time. Although that was just general helpful information. All right. Um, oh, well, that's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, just because I've seen you use the cute little bunny emote taking notes, and I'm like, they gotta be like a game dev or something. That's really cool. I'm curious what programming languages you use. Like if you maybe write shaders or something, or is it like object oriented programming? Hmm, that's really cool. Uh, trying to think. I would say post a link. I mean, I don't think Nightbot will freak out. Like they'll let you. I can see the link. They're just gonna like flag it or whatever. Or we do have a Discord server. Or just message me on Discord. Like you could always just send me the links to your games. I'm curious to see them. Uh, yeah. Any way you want to send the links. I'm just curious to see your work. Yep. That sounds very cool. 32. Uh, that it's like you're making games you love, and it sounds smaller scope. You sound very wise. I'm just learning really how important that is just recently. So yeah, right. Just the hands there. I'll see if I mean, the weapons are going to be like really old and rusted, not super sharp looking. I don't know if I want to do a battle axe because that just seems really big and bulky and in the way. I think swords are a good way to go. 32 says, I get that. I'm old, so when I was young, I definitely had big ideas. I'm happy making little projects that scratch a specific itch or help other projects and libraries when I can. Yeah, see, there you go, Shadow. Listen to 32. It sounds like they're speaking from experience. It's like when if you do go to college or you have this idea of, I want to be a game developer, and then like, let's make an open world, like exploration, MMORPG game, like, oh, or MMORPG. It's just like, yeah, I mean, sure, but there's a reason why no one does that. It's not being negative. It's just literally like a solo dev is probably not going to be able to do it. And if they do, it might not feel good. And we're in the process of scoping down. I feel so grateful. Yes, yes. An unreasonable amount of work. And then it's like, oh, well, I had this idea for this long. It's like that's what Jesse Shell talks about in the art of game design book. Just like throw your ideas away. Like don't get attached to them just because you have like sentimental feelings about it. If you throw it and it doesn't stick, like, and you are not actually making it, there's probably a reason for that. Shadow says, I kind of want to get to the point of Team Chari and just build what I want to build, no stress or overthinking or worrying about money, and just have fun building anything I want to build. But I'm not there yet. I'm scoping down for sure. Yeah, and you know what? Like, if it's just you mostly working on the game, start out small. Like, get good at certain skills that you want, and then like eventually people will see like, okay, maybe this person like Shadow, they have projects that they've finished, and like they got better at these skills or whatever, and then you'll find people that want to help. It's kind of crazy that Greg showed up. Oh, Team Cherry, Team Cherry. Yeah, yeah, I've heard of Team Cherry. Uh, yeah, and over time, if you just focus on getting good at one or two skills really well, and like seeing, like, I think we probably did it in one of the most painful ways possible, is like to make the game look polished and closer to done than it actually is. And but people see that level of polish, so I think they want to help. I don't know. I've been really receptive lately, like with the I'm not here to do it all myself sort of thing, and I want other people to chime in and feel like it's their game too. So I think people like that. I have experience, but you can always learn. You could always learn. 32 says, I definitely think prototyping something tiny and actually playing it to see if it's fun actually scratches the itch. Right. Oh my God. I have itches everywhere, dude. It's really bad now. Because if it doesn't, no amount of college or zany features are going to fix that core mechanic. Exactly. Even if you throw away the test, it's still worth it. Yes. It was just so many years of me not having something that worked and felt fun that then I thought the way, insanely enough, was through crazy amounts of polish, and it just plainly isn't. I thought I was different. No, we're all different, but I think with game dev, there's certain paths that tend to like have a person and maintain more mental sanity. is what we were doing. I was just slowly bleeding out with a smile on screen, like everything's okay, and it was not. Uh, yeah. I think I had to prove certain things to myself as well. I had years at a time where I didn't game dev due to health reasons, and I felt so tired of waiting to see a project that looked just beautiful or art assets that looked really, really great. And I feel that's what I needed to realize was like, okay, you got what you wanted, what you thought you wanted, but that's not the most important part. And now that I'm past that, it's like, okay, what's really important to focus on to get the game done in like far less than 10 years. I need to find new music and listen to the same stuff over and over and over again. Can't do it. Can't do it. I like instrumental music. The words and the same lyrics over and over again just kind of like, please, no more. True. That would get me into the feeling of their games more. Learn more about Zelda games. almost looks like Majora's Mask in a way. I'm thinking now that I'm thinking about Zelda just a little bit. You could see it. Kind of looks like a heart and the mane coming out. Anyway, um, so, yeah, it really seemed like games where you really got to think a lot, really observe your environment, which sounds like like a Souls like kind of inherited a bit, but it's not as much puzzles. It's different. It's its own thing. Michael says, I'm playing through Octopath Traveler 2 right now. I swear the music is a huge component as to why the game is good. The music has more of an opportunity to shine in RPGs. Yeah, honestly, Michael, I don't even know if we're gonna stick to a Souls like. Really? I mean, Greg brought up a great point. Is that it's a tough crowd to please, and people do get fatigued on Souls likes. Finally, I have. It's wild. Um, Also, like we want to introduce people to this game that don't have to be good at Souls likes. So it's like the equipment menu is just so complex, and like cutting out a few elements like magic elements and different stats. I think that would just make it easier to play and just get into playing. Shadow says, I haven't played 9 out of the 21, so 12 isn't too bad. I've played 3. I like, it was one on the DS. It came out in 2007. Hmm, Gotta look it up. Reminds me of Wind Waker, but it wasn't that one. I'd love to play that game again. Oh yeah, The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. I really enjoyed that game. Yep, that's right. Mm, yeah, I haven't played Octopus Traveler either. I game develop more than it's kind of a compulsion, like more than people realize. I think I'll feel like I can relax a little bit more once I feel like yes, we have a game that is fun to play. Thank you. Thank you, all things good. We're on the right track. Wow. It's a really good question, Michael. I don't think, I mean, just my intuition, I don't think it exists because it's like, I don't know. It's almost always like a time sensitive thing where uh, people don't wait their turns to attack. But there are so many ways to do a turn based game. Like I've played, it was on the PS3, I think. There's this game where, oh gosh, you would have loved it. If you haven't played it, you would love to play this game. It's like an anime game. It's cute. It's older. It's like all the characters that you can fight as like are different like chord progressions or something. It has to do with music. I cannot remember. I had another late night last night, so I have to look into it. But anyway, like it's turn based, but you only have a certain amount of time to like react to fighting somebody else, and it's not like you have forever to attack this person. Like it's actually far more interesting. Oh, I have to check out the lines. See if we're good to move forward. Oh, there's several traits to a Souls like. So a Souls like game is a subgenre of an action role-playing game defined by a specific blend of challenging combat, exploration, or aggression systems inspired from Software's Dark Souls series. The genre is categorized by deliberate, stamina-based combat, where players must manage resources and learn enemy attack patterns rather than relying on button mashing. Key mechanics include sparse checkpoints, often called bonfires that restore health but reset most enemies, and a risk reward death loop where players lose uh, accumulated currency or experience based on death and must retrieve it without dying again. So that's the definition. It's interesting. I didn't know it was a subgenre of the ARPGs. So I think so like there's too many skulls already in this design, so if you take this out and replace it with just some sort of symbol. Uh, this kind of feels weird though. The I don't want a flower to be honest. Um, see, I automatically start going to cute even when it looks like this already. Hmm, very interesting. Terra Obscura is the game of the year, or I don't know what year it released. Pretty recently, I think. I haven't played Expedition 33, but sometimes when I watch the gameplay, it did give me some Souls like vibes. Yeah, great story, apparently. Which, by the way, a lot of the time in Souls like games, they're very obscure on the story. So I like that they are not in that game because I don't want it to be so mysterious that I have no idea what's going on. This Tuesday feels too thin. Grab this part, put out more. Yeah, by the way, Michael, I was just thinking, like once I get down more of the details, I'm almost done with our redesign of the game. But like for sound effects, I would just focus on making sound effects that are combat related because we really want to highlight the combat. See, this feels better. Hmm. Oh, yes. I asked Greg. He'll get back to me when he's online. Like, we have some existing sound effects. Like, how high of a priority do you feel it is to get it in game? Because we want to have combat feel fun, and I think the sounds are very important to that. We already have them. I've been wanting to get them in for a while. Just want to make sure we're going in the right direction. It's like, wow, I saw where our focus was and how, I mean, whatever. It's done. I think we're doing great. There are times in game development you're probably going to pivot, even the most experienced people will. Alright, that one feels better. Okay, so color this black. Before I do that, I'm gonna save. So it's a lot of work. See, it's easier to use the lasso tool. Maybe. So, I'll fix it. Well, I can start with maybe, yeah, let's start with black. Well, thank you for stopping by, Shadow. Yeah, always happy to give advice and just chip away each day. Even if it's just 5 minutes, answer one of those questions, think about it. You don't have to rush to an answer, but that you're looking at that stuff and making tangible progress, feeling different about your game every day. Your game doesn't have to be set in stone. So I hope you have a great day. I will talk to you later. Bye bye. All right, this is like the shadow portion. Whales and halos. Whales with halos. Is is that what this looks like? It's not. It's gravestone. Color the same now finally. Goodness. One of those. Those add shadows. Shading to the bones afterwards. Right. So I'm gonna take a little break, but it's getting along. We're getting some progress on it. I like the color palette for what the reference has. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Working on our Souls-like RPG called Eldoria, where beneath darkness awaits light while you dig deep enough. So, do you have a Steam page? If you feel called to, go check it out. You might even feel like wishlisting it. And if you do, thank you. And we do have a cozy Discord server. I will most likely be streaming tomorrow, working on the concept some more, or whatever other task I have going on. And just gonna. I don't have anybody I know that raid, but I will raid somebody that is playing Elden Ring, because that game is awesome. They're a small time viewer or a streamer like me. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. And I'll catch you next time. Bye. Ah, I did the same thing I did the last time. Mega mercenary. Ugh. It's only one viewer. I don't even know if it's it's worth it with one viewer. I think I get points or something if I do with more people. I'll skip out on this time. But yeah, I'll be working on the concept. Thank you.